guys, it's Jan Mata with Stampin' with my friends.blogspot.com, and today I'm going to show you a fun embossing technique using the embossing powder and also our Blendabilties markers. So let's go ahead and get started. So what I've got is I've got my perfect peacock stamp from Stampin' Up. I've got my Versamark pad, and I've got a 5 1/4 by 4 Stampin' Up Blackberry Bliss cardstock. So what I'm going to do is I'm taking my Versamark pad and I'm going to really get into every single crevice of this peacock because it's a lot of intricate detailing, and I want to make sure that when I stamp it that I pick that up. And the Versamark pad is just like a sticky glue pad. So I've got that done. Put the lid on. And I'm going to go ahead and take my peacock and line it up on the right side. And I'm just going to really press hard. Normally you wouldn't have to press this hard, but there's so much detail to the stamp that you really want to make sure to get every single bit from the tail, because it's a beautiful outcome when you get done. Okay, so I've gotten all of that. I know it's hard to see right now. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a piece of paper, my white embossing powder, and I'm just going to gently spread it all over this peacock until I get complete coverage. And then I'm just going to place it and turn it upside down over my piece of paper. Flick it off. Make sure that I get any pieces that are on the card that are not supposed to be, because when I go to melt it, it will show up. I think I just need a little bit more on his head and a little bit more on this leaf. And just flick it. Okay. So very good. Alright, so let me go ahead and put this embossing powder back in the container, and I just kind of bring it into each other. Okay. Move this out of my way. Now when I turn on the heat gun, it's going to be really loud, so I apologize in advance. Okay, sorry about that. Alright, so I know it's hard to see, but this is actually raised now. So there's no more powder on it. Let me get that head just a little bit. There's a little powder left from the head. Okay, so what this does is it actually will give this definition. It actually raises it. When you're going and using your heat gun, it actually turns to a liquid and you can see it working. It's hard to pick it up with a camera though. So I'm going to bring in my Blendabilties, and what I'm using is the Daffodil Delight, the Coastal Cabana, the Calypso Coral, and the Wisteria Wonder. And so these are all the medium markers, and I'm going to go ahead and use the large brush tip. So I'm just going to go on the tail, and I am just going to pull some of the color out in no particular order. And I don't know if you can see this right now, but it's absolutely stunning once you do this. I sent a card yesterday to one of my dear friends, and I actually made this card. The only thing that I did not do is I did not do this part of it, and she loved it. I mean, it was a beautiful, stunning card. So it looks exactly the same except for these details in here. So it was just a quick card. I love to emboss. I think embossing is actually one of the easiest things to do to give a card a lot of really nice detail. and it looks really expensive. It looks like you spent a lot of money on the card, and actually you really did not. You actually went ahead and just made it really easily. So when you want to put your Blendabilities markers back on, there's a little barrel in here to keep them dry. Just take them, lay them flat, and you'll hear that snap, and that way you know they're not going to dry out. So now I'm going to start with my Coastal Cabana, and I'm just going over this, and I'm doing just a few of the Coastal Cabana. And it's a lighter color, so it's harder to see. And if you haven't gotten these Blendability markers, these are really, really amazing. They're very similar to the Copic markers, except the way that we have them is we sell them in a package of light, medium, and dark, so that you can have three. They end up being $11.95 for the 3-pack. And so they're really a good value. They're not as expensive as the Copic markers, and they really are fantastic. They work amazing. So if you haven't gotten those, I highly advise getting these. These are really amazing. Also, this weekend tends to be, every year, it tends to be the tax-free weekend, and it's August the 1st through August the 3rd, 2014. So if you live in Virginia, you can actually get these markers on my website this weekend, and they are tax-free. So I have had a lot of ladies take advantage of that deal. See how it's picking up this? It's just beautiful. I love it. All right, so now we're going to finish it off with the Daffodil Delight. And you see there's no particular way that I did this. And it's just stunning the way it's popping off the paper. I hope you could see it on the video. It's really stunning the way it's coming together. It's beautiful. Oh my goodness, I love this. I wish I would have done this for her card, but I didn't even, it was not expected, the gift that she gave me. So I put a card together really quickly. That is beautiful. And I am actually going to bring in some pink, because I think that would be pretty. So let me bring in this Melon Mambo. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. And see how it's easy. And the way these come together, it's like butter, literally. I mean, it is so smooth the way they come together. It's beautiful. Some lucky recipient of this card is going to absolutely love this. Okay. And I've got one more, and I'm just going to do it in the Calypso Coral. There we go. And see how that came together? Look at that tail. Is that amazing or what? Let me go ahead and I'm just going to color this piece, and I'm going to color the flowers. And it's easier when I turn it around. I know you could see it a lot better. It's so beautiful. I love this technique. I don't know who came up with this technique, but I've seen it a lot recently. The Blendabilities are actually new. They just came out in our July catalog. So whoever came up with this idea was really, really a genius, because this gives a lot of beauty to the card. I mean, the embossing and then this on top of it. Somebody's going to think you spent $1,000 on their card. It's gorgeous. Okay, now I'm going to take this is the Night of Navy, and I'm just going to do the outline of this in the Night of Navy. And this is the darker one, because I really wanted to give a little definition to his wing. And then I'm going to get the green. I should have had all these together, guys, but the more I played with it, the more I couldn't stop. And that's kind of the fantastic part about Stampin', is you get to make the card the way you want. There's no right or wrong way. That is absolutely beautiful. I love that. That's so gorgeous. And I'm just going to get a little bit of a light brown for these branches. And then I'm just going to finish it off coloring out the leaves. And I know this card is longer than normal in this video, but I think it's really worth it. I really like sharing exactly from start to finish, besides cutting the paper, exactly what the card will look like. And then I'm just going to finish it off with the green. And that is so beautiful. Look at that green picking up. And those of you that have followed my videos know that I like bright colors, so you know that this is right down my alley, this green. Okay, so this is what it looks like. A lot of colors on this. Alright, so let's go ahead and finish putting the card together. So I took a piece of cardstock, 8.5 by 11, and I cut it in half. And that's our card. And then I put a piece of 5 1/4 by 4 inside of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm taking my snail and I'm taking a piece of designer paper. Yeah, I'm going to do that side, yeah. And I'm just going to snail this to the side. Okay. And that's what it looks like so far, and I'm not done. So I'm going to give you a spoiler alert of some stamps that are in the new holiday catalog. So I'm not sure if I'm allowed to show you, okay, so I'm going to show you the back. I'm going to put it back real quick. But this is one of the hostess sets, and there is several greetings on there. It's a really, really, really nice set. So if you place a $150 order, you get to get that set in the holiday catalog. I think it goes live August the 28th. So I'm going to take the Blackberry Bliss ink pad, and I'm going to take this greeting, and the greeting says, "Thankful for you." And take it and put it on a piece of scratch. Take my modern label punch, punch this out. Okay. And then I'm going to take my artisan label punch and a piece of the designer paper scrap that I have. Alright. And I'm going to take my snail and just run it across here. Put this on top. And then put a couple of dimensionals on the back. Peel those off, and then I'm just going to place this right on the corner. So that was easy, very beautiful. So if you have any questions, just shoot me an email, and as always, you can check out my blog at stampinwithmyfriends.blogspot.com. Thanks, guys!